So, person doing the last time this time is going to be a David. Go, David.
Last time, huh? Well, I do recall that we did lose an elephant last time. But now I find that a lot of the details prior to that are mixing in my head.
Big combat from said elephant first, and then he left.
That's right. Everything makes sense in my head now. So last time we were all having a good sleep, and suddenly things went very bad for Locke. Because if memory serves, he got just thwacked by Cad. Absolutely mauled, which set off a horrific chain of events. Most of them violent. And now Cad is heading off to do what he must.
Yep.
Which I assume involves finding out what's going on, but who knows?
Dun dun dun.
Yep.
We never found too much.
There was a nice little heart-to-heart between Cad and Riven before Cad left.
This did, yep. If memory's serving, the rest of us were asleep for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, nighttime departures.
Well, actually, early morning departures because Riven usually does last watch. But yeah.
Some still down.
This now makes me realize that at the point when Cad was starting his run, it was solely like sunrise was starting to happen because of timeline.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually kind of a cool image.
The elephant heading off into the sunrise.
Yeah. Instead of sunset, sunrise.
A new adventure begins.
The sunrise in the west, the west.
I am not.
Which way did I go? I can't remember.
You went west.
I think it just picked a direction and went, but yeah.
You went west. You specifically when you were running, you said that you were going straight west.
And I'll take you
or
back to the mountain. No, bow. Oh, east. Yeah, east of the. Oh.
What? Why? You guys had traveled into the forest that had been relatively recently partially burned down, and had dealt with an incident with Cad, and then Cad runs off, and Riven was the only one to see him leave, and then Riven went into the tent and woke up Oak to tell him some of what went down. And then that was where end of session happened. So this session is going to start with people waking up. Hooray.
As we do.
Alright.
And usually it's Locke that wakes up last.
Yep, heavy sleeper. Also, I got pounded, so I need my extra rest, and I just realized how that sounded.
Good job.
Look, I'm sorry, I've been watching Hell of a Boss. Alright, my mind is in innuendo mode.
I mean, okay. So yeah. You're getting ready, you're all waking up and getting ready to continue on your trek to the Artificer person's, or the person that had the gunpowder stolen from him. That Shield Buff had directed you to. Shield Buff never giving you any kind of name or any kind of anything concerning him directly, other than he had a symbol that was a symbol of a creation and maker god, including a gear. Was quite possibly another warforged based on how Shield Buff was talking about him, and the two of them had been friends because their fathers had been friends. But Shield Buff runs to town, and then this guy's out in a forest all by himself. But yeah, you were continuing your trek onwards. But first, there's an elephant that's no longer in the not room that you are in.
There will be. I'm assuming we're all up now.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Locke gets up last, so if the rest of y'all want to do whatever first, go for it.
Yeah, if Bjorn wants to start asking questions before Locke gets up, he totally can, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, like as like the morning progresses and more folks are showing up and waking up, to be like looking around, like something seems off. I know Locke doesn't usually wake up this early, but where's Cad?
Bearing in mind that the only people here are the NPC that is Oak and Riven, who does not remember you.
Yes.
This is unfortunate.
Where's Locke?
Well, Locke's asleep still.
Oh, okay.
Pick
So-
me up, big man. I need my rust.
Sorry.
It's all
Get
good.
out of here. You're not here.
From like several miles to the west. Sorry.
The power of remorse travels far.
You just hear an elephant trumpet. That sounded
A very sad one, probably.
Blowing my trunk.
Anyway, so yeah, you Oak will speak up, and well, apparently, Kadruil decided he was going to leave us.
What?
Did
Why are you telling him?
because he's a friend of ours, Riven.
No, he's not.
I am. I've bought you all donuts. Well, I haven't bought you donuts, but I bought everyone else here donuts before.
That's actually a good point. Riven does know of the donuts.
That she tried to get rid of. Because
Yes,
they're
she
probably super stale.
That she did try to
I
get rid
mean,
of, and they are super
they-
stale, but they were bought by Bjorn.
Yes.
No, look,
Past-
these donuts have been in this bag, okay? I don't remember you. I don't remember you buying donuts.
Well, like I said, I bought the donuts before you were here. But...
Either way, I don't know you.
Well, that can be easily remedied. Bjorn, Riven, Bjorn. Now you know him. Done.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Do you not realize he fought alongside you when you were dealing with Cad, and the spiders, and whatever other things that we were fighting recently?
Don't trust him.
What? With a face like mine? This is gnarled, grizzled man with a unkempt beard and scars everywhere.
Yes. With a face like yours, I don't trust you.
Never mind the fact.
Unbelievable.
Never mind the fact that Riven's face is probably close to that, but more feminine and a half orc, but still scars. Also, not as much, but maybe a little.
She has one or two.
Yeah, like Bjorn's scars are battle scars from war. Riven's scars are battle scars from hunting, but battle scars are still battle scars. Both of you have them. Maybe one of you has more than the other, but still.
Mm.
Yeah. So,
Oh, wait.
did Riven tell Oak all the specifics as to why Cad left, or did you just say Cad left?
Basically, Cad left, and he left his things here that I have, and I have his journal to give to Locke. That's it.
Right. I can only assume that he left because he felt bad for the combat. And then... Yeah, this is going to be a nightmare whenever Locke wakes up.
You know what? Your two buddies just hang out here? And she's gonna go into the tent.
Riven going into the tent that Locke is still sleeping in?
Either way, Locke is still asleep, so...
Yeah, she's gonna go in there and wake you up.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Are we under attack again? Please tell me we're not. No.
No, we're not under attack. Wake up.
Something up?
She just plops the book down on you.
Huh?
That's Cad's journal.
Why are you giving it to me?
Because he wanted you to have it.
What happened?
Just read the last entry. And take a moment.
Kind of reluctantly flip it open and have a look-see.
And Riven will go back outside.
Am I about to be copy-pasted something?
Possibly. Y'all didn't hear me typing like a madman, right?
No,
Fine.
but
Good. I'm learning.
There we go.
Okay.
That should fix it.
Locke will... Alright, I will read this now.
Well, you can either read it out loud or read it to yourself, because Locke is the one reading it. So,
In Loxodon.
yes.
I don't know if it actually says that because every time I click on it, nothing happens now.
You might have to close it and reopen it, because it's there now.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so... Locke will read this to himself at first.
Sorry, it's a lot.
It's alright. Alright. So, Locke is going to read all of that. And then once he has, he's going to march out of the tent, looking decidedly unhappy. And is just going to march right up to Riven. No hesitation, not a flicker of fear in his face. This guy's on a mission now.
she just looks down at him.
What happened?
He begged me to let him go.
And you let him?
I made some very solid points stating that you would probably try to go after him. But he insisted.
Where's he going? Do we know?
Nope. I have all those things. And you know how fast he can run. We won't catch up with him.
Thing is, if someone wants to go, I'm not in the habit of stopping them.
You tried to stop me.
Outside of Rydale, when you said you wanted to split from the party for a while, I stated more than once I would have been more than happy to just let that go. I'm pretty sure the rest of us would have. We're not the dictators of anyone's lives here. Just so long as the reason makes sense. That's why I was so adamant about talking you out of it that time, because your reasoning, no offense or anything, was faulty. just wish he'd waited to talk to all of us as a group about it. Locke will turn and frustratedly send off an eldritch blast into the snow nearby. Getting tired of people leaving without saying goodbye properly. And then he's just gonna start walking.
You not gonna help break down camp?
Locke is not in a good mood right now. He's just gonna keep going.
Okay then. It's on us.
Which way is he going?
In the direction of our quest objective.
Okay. Oak will sigh, and he will help Riven to take down the camp. Which,
Yeah, that's...
admittedly, isn't hard. It's just the campfire that was set outside of it, and then grabbing the tent that is the blanket of fortitude, and then suddenly tent gone. Phew.
Yep.
So it's not actually all that hard.
So like kick some snow under the fireplace, grab the tent, and you're good.
So
I will summon Rupert then.
it's worth noting that you also still have the cart of gunpowder that was this mission. So
It's true.
Are we gonna use basically taking turns with Hollis and Rupert to pull the cart?
Yeah, I mean, probably. I don't know if Rupert actually gets tired.
Can't you, like, dismiss and
Yeah,
resummon
but-
them or something?
I could,
I
but that
thought he
takes
was
time.
only summoned. I thought he was summoned for a certain amount of time.
yeah,
Okay, I'm terribly sorry about that.
It's fine.
you're alright.
Let's see.
I believe Rupert Feinstein only lasts an hour.
Hold on. Duration isn't casting spell. Let me see. It doesn't specify.
Yeah, well,
Okay then.
Yeah, it's just around for however long.
as long as it doesn't get hurt, it can stick around.
So,
Traveling long distances would be very complicated if you had to stop for 10 minutes every hour.
you've never had to travel with my bladder before.
Well then.
Well, maybe the drinking will. Maybe if you stop drinking so much, that wouldn't be a problem.
Right?
Yes, but the drinking helps me survive the tedium of travel.
Anyway, thankfully you don't
Locke
have
doesn't drink and yet he survives.
Hey,
If you call that surviving, look how scrawny that boy is.
Hey, he's only a teenager, knocked off.
Just don't let Bjorn light the
teenager.
campfire at night.
No, that's probably unwise, yeah.
Sure, Bjorn's personal proof is up there.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. Like,
Part of your homeostasis is having a certain sufficient amount of threshold alcohol.
so I'm having trouble deciding whether or not this is in or out of character, and it doesn't help that Kenneth is also talking in the conversation. Because the conversation itself would be great, because it would be a conversation between Bjorn, and Riven. But anyway,
Edit out everything I say. It's fine.
it's fine. Yeah, Locke was taking pace a little ahead, I guess.
Yeah. He kind of wants to be left alone for the moment, or at least that's the impression he's giving off, stalking ahead.
Yeah.
Grumbling about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he is.
He's in angst mode right now, so
Yep. So Oak will like see that the two of you, Riven and Bjorn, have got the cart pretty well handled, and he'll just sort of pick up pace a little bit to try to catch up with where Locke is at, a little bit ahead. I mean, I could try to do a sending thing, figure out where he's going, if he even knows where he's going.
if you send him a message in such a manner, all I would ask is that you let him know I would have liked it if he at least waited till the rest of us were awake and then told us.
Right. And Oak will just sort of hang around Locke, staying back far enough back so that he's still got his space, but enough to know that Locke is not, completely alone in his feelings at the moment. Maybe he's a little bit more of an angsty teenager than Oak, but
Last I checked, Oak's an adult.
yeah, exactly.
Locke ain't that. He's almost there. He's only a year away, but still.
Age is just numbers, really.
It's also physical and mental maturity. The number is just a means of measuring it, but yes.
Yeah. That said, yeah, you sort of, as a slightly split off group a little bit, will make your way.
I gain 1 age.
Yeah. Anyway, so I feel as though there's awkward conversations from both pairs at the moment, though for completely different reasons. So yeah. Locke, give me a perception check if you're going. Well, it's still a days away, so you're not going to just like get away from the group and get to where you're going yet. But go ahead and give me a perception check.
17.
Let's make sure Oak sees it, and by this I mean make sure, because the only way Oak's not going to see it is if he rolls like a 2.
Charming.
What was that?
That was a
You
burp.
don't want to know.
Okay, yeah. A little ways off in the distance, still, decent chunk away, in amongst the trees and the forest and everything else. You will see a soft, not like anything crazy or dangerous, but a soft plume of smoke, as if perhaps from a chimney, helping to indicate that you're still a good ways away. Like, you guys are still within, I think just over a day's travel before you would get there, so it's still a good ways out, but it's just to help indicate that, for Locke's upset mind, that he's still going in the right direction.
Locke's just going to tunnel on that and keep going.
Alright. Well, as I mentioned, it's probably going to be awkward between the two of them.
Yep.
And it's going to remain to be awkward with the two that are back near the cart, too, because of different reasons entirely.
Yep.
Unless Bjorn tries to lighten up the mood, being the way that he is.
You want a beer?
I mean, that is his go-to.
How many times has he tried to get Locke to drink at this point?
Many. Better question would be, how many times has it worked?
None.
I think like the one time you got close to it is that Locke dunked his donuts in beer.
Which is disgusting, by the way.
It is. It absolutely is.
Also,
So I feel like I vaguely recall. I think Locke did actually drink something alcoholic while they were in Rydale last.
yeah.
Yeah, you tried, and then you just like, nope, that's okay. Not for me.
Yeah, I think you made the mistake of going for something hard.
I just went with whatever was at the table.
Yeah. So does Bjorn
Yeah.
actually offer Riven a beer?
Sure, why not? I'm assuming we've got a couple of tin mugs or something that he can pour ale into from his decanter. Here. Nothing like a drink to lighten the traveling load.
No, thank you.
Sure, it's good. To prove it, he downs both of them.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm fine.
Well, I'm inebriated now. I need to entertain myself. What is the most impressive thing you have killed?
Oh. Darit.
Mm.
Oh.
It's like she fought a manicore, she fought a dragon. I was gonna sit there and ask for him. Yes, I killed God. No, I was gonna sit there and ask like what kind of beings would have been in the Shadowfell.
Well, here's the thing. Riven, I feel like Riven would be. It's either going to be stuff that she fought in Shadowfell, or perhaps the Manticore, because she fought
Just the episode of like almost died.
almost dying, and that's the only encounter that you've had in your life, period, that you fought completely by yourself. Well, minus Hollis.
Ooh.
Yeah. I would have to say Manticore.
And
Yeah, fell off, took it off the side of a mountain.
very nice. You didn't fall with it, did you?
Oh, I did.
Excellent. That is the stuff of a good battle. Can't say I've ever fallen off a mountain with anything I've killed.
It was just survival.
And you do have the pelt of your cloak as the Manticore, right?
No, the cloak is actually part of my armor. Is the actual was upgraded from the leather of the Manticore. I do have a necklace of its fang.
There you go. So you not only have fought the Manticore, but you have armor and gear to illustrate, hey, this is stuff from the Manticore that I'm wearing now.
And I think she has the skull of the Manticore, probably at home. And that
I think you do
village.
have the skull, yes. Probably, maybe not on you, but you do have the skull.
Yeah, no, not carrying that thing around.
It'd probably be a little bit weighty, I'd imagine. I don't remember manticores being tiny.
Nope.
This picture definitely doesn't look tiny.
Picture.
Oh, he's a big bastard.
Is
I couldn't remember what manticores looked like, so I'm checking the D&D wiki
I
right
know,
now.
I know that I know that Sam put it together, but did Riven put it together?
Wait. Huh?
The undead
I'm a bit
Manticore.
lost.
The undead Manticore that you fought.
Oh, right. That had the different face. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Riven did.
Probably not. But yeah, there you go. In answer to your question, Bjorn, she fought a manticore by herself and took it off a cliff and went with it.
Almost dying in the process, but yeah.
Was only saved because her dog went and got her girlfriend.
Oh, no, the dog went to my camp. Somehow the girlfriend showed up.
Yeah.
It worked out either way.
Yeah.
Don't gift a horse in the mouth.
What? You butch? What?
No, that's actually how it's supposed to say. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
I just said don't gift a horse in the mouth.
Oh, okay,
Please.
never mind. Yeah, you did fuck that up.
No, I did that on purpose. That was deliberate.
Okay.
If you say
Anyway.
so.
It was from a YouTube video I watched once. I'll put it in the chat and you guys can watch it later.
So yeah. Awkward bits of small talk to make maybe some sort of camaraderie between the two. A little bit.
Little.
It's something.
Well, of course she has to sit there and return the question back to him.
Well. I don't know if it's the most impressive thing I've killed. Not as impressive as a manticore, certainly. But there was a great wolf that troubled my village once. Kept eating the livestock. Many of the youth were sent out to hunt it. It was a proving time. I caught the bastard. Skinned him, brought his pelt back. Livestock stopped being slaughtered. It was great. We ate well that winter. It's a mean bastard, though. Sort of pulls up his sleeve
A
like
great wolf.
took a chunk out of my arm right here. See, still these little scars.
No way. She takes off her bracer and shows the like the bite mark on her forearm. This is from the wolf that I killed for my proving.
No shit. Now Bjorn is
You are
carefully.
weird.
Bjorn is carefully scrutinizing both of the bite marks to determine which one looks like it was the
Bigger.
worst wound. Yeah, exactly.
Want to
Oh
roll
my
for
god.
it?
Is this how you people
Why
do
not?
Ranger?
What would the roll for that be?
Let's just do a d20.
Just roll a
Done.
9.
20.
Damn it!
Like, when Bjorn pulls his sleeve back, the flesh of his arm is just a mangled, awful mess.
Oh, that's gnarly. That is gnarly.
You would
How do you
genuinely be
even use that? How do you even use that arm?
Well, I'm sure there's probably plenty wrong in it, but the damage was so severe that all the nerve endings stopped working, so I can't feel it. So, if there is any pain, I don't know. It works fine.
Oh. And you should see the scar on my side from the manticore. Yeah.
Indeed.
Anyway, I guess we're just continuing walking. It's just like,
Just comparing scars.
Yeah,
I
at
guess.
this point, like, I got this one from Bandit.
oh, this one I got from a goblin that attacked my town. And she's pointing to like the scar that's like kind of on her face.
Did any of you ever get hit by Locke for any reason?
No.
Oh.
No,
would-
you
it
had
would-
your
it-
mom turn me into a frog once, but that was about it.
I think. For some reason, I want to sit there and say, I think that it's like Riven might have, or was it Silver that did? I thought there was a time where it's like you rolled poorly on a Eldritch Blast and then it hit
The
someone.
thing is, even if he had done that, the scar or damage from the Eldritch Blast wouldn't have been enough to leave a scar behind.
Right.
So it'd be the concept of if he wanted to leave a scar behind by virtue of an Eldritch Blast, he would have had to have like dealt a large sum of damage at the time, and magic damage heals better than physical damage anyway. Because of the nature of what is the world of D&D. I.e., I can describe you're getting your arm almost chopped off by a dragon trying to bite it, and then you go to sleep for 8 hours and all of a sudden you're okay. Wait, what?
Yeah, no.
So, but anyway, you know, continuing onward, there's a little bit of camaraderie between the two of you, just a little. And from there, it is a little over a day's travel, or a little less than a day's travel, and you are, it's time for camp again, unless you want to force march your way to the cabin anyway. And does, in the back and forth and actual camaraderie, does this actually have Riven get a drink from him?
Nope.
Okay, didn't think so.
That's alright. More for Bjorn.
More for Bjorn.
Watch you be the...
Never
Watch... I was going to sit there and say, watch him actually empty that thing.
You can't empty the decanter, so...
Oh, but you can try.
But should you?
You can certainly try. Anyway, so you make your way forward, and then there's a moment when you're going to have to stop for camp again. Does Locke stop, or does Locke keep going? Force march because he's upset, or does he eventually sort of wear out because kid?
When it starts to get dark, yeah, he's going to, wanna, nap or, stop. He's angry, but he's still 17. So yeah, when he starts getting, and, power walking that whole day, he's gonna eventually wear himself out, so yeah.
Yeah. So you'll set up camp for the night once again.
That I will.
And
Watches?
yeah, that's the interesting thing.
Our watch rotation has been fucked.
It has suffered, hasn't it?
It has.
I guess Bjorn gets to have a watch by himself? Unless Oak wants to have a watch by himself? Or Locke?
Locke is going to return to ye olden days and just have a watch with Riven.
Okay. I guess the other two get a single watch by themselves. That's
so long
early
as
morning.
so long as she has no objections, it's Locke's plan at least.
No, but it's like super early morning.
Then he'll live with it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, either way. Watch perception checks and things. Riven and a Hollis.
Yeah.
16, 16, 16? Okay.
20. For Hollis. On hearing and smell.
Yep. Okay. Relatively peaceful night. Does Riven attune to the Omnilet?
Sure.
Okay.
She'll put the amulet on.
Okay. So in light of that, Hollis, whoever's in that cabin ahead of us, is he making food? Smells really good.
Possibly. He probably does eat.
Okay. And then Locke, of course, you will hear Riven talking to Hollis as she does.
He'll listen with interest, but otherwise doesn't have much to say at the moment.
Only
Just kinda
one-sided.
He's listening with curiosity, but otherwise isn't engaging. And he has he once again has Cad's journal open on that last entry, reading over it again.
And yes, in answer to that meta pigeon of character who isn't here, by virtue of speak with animals, the people who did not cast a spell cannot understand you when you do so. So a lot of people tend to flavor that as you're making the person who casts a spell is making the noises of the animal in which they are talking to. So yes, Riven is essentially yipping and barking.
Or just growling a bunch or something.
Or growling or whatever other kind of sound she wants to make.
A growling conversation back and forth.
Maybe not quite as vocal, because animals speak more with body language than anything else.
Yep. I am
the
looking
journal
through
again?
my book.
Or, well, Cad's journal, I should say. But there we go.
Yeah, I'm looking through Cad's journal with the intention of carrying through the instructions I was left come the next morning.
Alright. Any conversations to be had?
If Riven starts one, he'll be happy to talk then, but for now he doesn't have anything he wants to say himself.
Probably not talking, just like paying attention to the forest.
Maybe a little small idle chit-chat with Hollis?
Maybe, who knows?
Like use Mage Hand on Hollis every hour or so.
Well,
This way. That way, that way, that way, that way, that way. Yeah.
Is that what Hollis says when I use Mage? Just that way?
Yes. That way.
Just-
There. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right. Yes.
Oh, he's instructing me. He's giving instructions.
He's trying
Like-
to, but you would not understand him.
Riven is slowly face palming. It's just like, why am I listening to this? Why? Why can I hear this? Why?
Yep. I'm okay with this. This is a music little thing.
Locke will accept her discomfort as vengeance.
Oh.
He will say nothing, but in his mind, it's like, okay, my revenge has been achieved.
Alright. So, following that, the next morning comes, and you are a couple hours away from the house itself. You can just sort of see it through the trees, those of you who have decent perception and eyes and things, which is most of you, aside from, like, does everyone have a passive perception that's at least, like, 12?
My passive perception is 11,
Okay.
so no.
Mine's 16.
That's Bjorn's passive perception. 12. Okay. Answered my own question before David got to it because I didn't hear it, David. David, if you're saying things, we can't hear you.
Well, damn. The mute button is a bitch.
Yep. Anywho, yes. So, you had instructions that you were going to carry out this morning there, Locke?
Yep. Once everyone is up, Locke will Hey, Riven, can you pass me the bag of holding for a bit?
Okay. She, like, hands him the bag of holding.
Okay. So, I was not in any mood to do this yesterday, but neither can I exactly afford to put it off, so Cad left some instructions for me after he ran off. He left his gear and items with us, and asked certain pieces go to certain people. So, let's take care of that, shall we?
Okay.
So first things first, I will reach into the bag of holding and I will pull out the hat of many faces.
Disguise, the hat of disguise.
The hat of disguise or the hat of many faces, whichever you prefer.
Or the entertainment hat, as Cad called it.
The entertainment hat. And I will walk up to Bjorn and I will hold it out to him. He wants you to have this. Yeah.
Oh.
You seem to have an inclination. You have sort of an inclination to hunt out fun things proactively. And he thinks that this might be of use to you in that endeavor.
Bjorn just kind of gets like a little smile and he takes the hat and he puts it on, and as soon as it's on, he looks both younger and less inebriated.
Would he have to make a performance check because he's already inebriated, or no?
Nah.
Okay.
Disguise, no.
Alright.
I shall do great things with this in his name.
I will then turn to Oak and walk up to him. Next up. And I will retrieve Envy. And then promptly proceed to topple over because that thing weighs like 1,000 pounds now. Like Tidus from FF10 does. No, but no. And I will lift that up and I will hold that out to Oak.
Wait, he's giving me the maul? What?
You didn't exactly write down the finer points of his logic. In his words, he says it might help you learn bravery a little better, and you might need a nice weapon.
Well, I mean, technically I don't have a melee weapon if I was to ever fight, so...
Well, now you have a big fuck-off hammer.
I guess. Okay.
Alright. Now, as for other members of the group, such as Silver and Yang, he does have things written in here for them, but they aren't here right now. So, we'll have to wait on that. The journal and bookmark he entrusted to me, and everything else he just said distribute as is needed. So,
And small point of order. Cad did not directly give anything to Riven, but assuming she continues to use it, Riven did get the amulet from him.
yeah.
Yeah, he gave her that one in person, so that's why he didn't
give it
mention
to her.
it.
No,
he
you
didn't
just
directly give
put it
to
in
her.
the bag.
Yeah. It was more like from an out of character standpoint when Cad was leaving, Kenneth was like, I need to figure out who to give things to when I leave. And then it was, well, what can I give Riven? Well, Riven can take the amulet, that might be cool. But I probably wouldn't give it to her directly. So how can Riven get it and not get it directly from me? But yeah, anyway. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're a couple hours out. Do we want to just continue on then?
We'd be wasting time if we didn't.
Okay. So, you guys will continue to make your way that way. And we get something like this. Boop. I always forget to put characters in the tokens for the maps before I'm going to, bring you guys there. This. Sure. Ignore that this map is sort of off kilter. When I got the map itself, I pulled it from someplace online, and it had a grid on it, and I just couldn't get the grid to line up properly.
That is usually how it seems to go, isn't it?
I could make the grid for the Roll20 map invisible, but then you'd still be able to get out of the squares because you couldn't snap to the Anyway. So, yeah, you guys are going to come up to the cabin. And how do you want to approach?
And who's got the wagon with the stuff in it?
If anyone has like a horn or a trumpet, we should probably just that would announce us pretty effectively.
Yeah.
Why would we carry a horn with us?
I'm unsure. I've seen some adventuring parties that do. And they seem, well, at least one member of the group usually seems fond of it, but it's very popular in some places.
I would say probably at this point it's maybe Hollis that's pulling it along. If they're alternating between days and whatnot, and maybe Rupert was pulling it last time, and then now Hollis is.
Sure.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Oh.
I will briefly fall back to Riven. Hey, pass me the black book for a second, would you?
She hands it to you.
All right. I will flip it open, and I will use it to cast Thaumaturgy to make it sound like there is a really loud knocking on the door, and then I'll hand the book back to Riven. That's one of my tome cantrips. I can't cast it without the book. But yeah, I use Thaumaturgy to knock on the door.
Knock on the door from 30 feet that way?
Yeah, that way in case this person is dangerous, we're not in any danger. We're 30 feet away.
What if they're magic people?
Well, I didn't account for that. That is a scenario in which we just shout, "It's the Grinch" and scatter.
Interesting strat.
Do we have
Let's see
to
how it
stutter?
works out.
So you knock, you sort of pound on the door, and then you hear what sounds like you hear what sounds like growling, like a lot like Hollis is growling, except there's almost this weird, echoey, tinny sort of sound to it, and
Oh, it's a doggo. Look at that.
it might not.
Yes, that is what that creature is.
What did you do to your voice?
I'm talking to you through a PVC pipe.
Don't do that.
Do not tell me what to do. You have failed me for the last time.
Quit that.
But can you do the Bane voice?
I can try.
Anyway,
You should totally have a warforged and do the entire campaign through PVC.
Now I want to.
Anyway, it's important to note. It is important to note that this doggo is a metal doggo.
And just appeared?
No, he appeared from your perspective because he was actually hiding behind the little porch thing here. He was sort of sitting behind the porch, sort of guarding and looking around, and then when you made a big loud noise, he gets up and he's.
Great, you set off the alarm system. Again.
And,
In a very formal British accent, he says in K9, "How dare you?
Actually, that's a good point.
Do robotic dogs speak dog?
I don't think they would.
Oh.
That's a very weird question.
They don't
Because-
speak dog common, they speak dog undercommon. Gotcha.
Something like that. Yes, sure.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Okay, there's the warforged.
Can I help you?
I will gesture at the wagon.
Oh, my cart. You found it. Great.
Yeah, we did do that.
Hey.
I'm sorry. I have absolutely no idea what to say at this point.
Yeah.
So, the warforged will turn back into the doorway, and you guys will hear him speak out. It's wonderful. Someone has found my cart, and I am going to reveal the inside of the tent.
You know, I thought for a minute that the Warforged was going to be Kenneth's new character, and that this is a long con setup.
No, but his character's in there.
Oh.
Oh, him!
Mm-hmm.
No.
The Dreadwolf!
What's that?
The Dreadwolf from Dragon Age Inquisition!
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. That is
And
him,
he's like,
isn't it?
"What?
Solus.
Isn't the Dread Wolf going to be like the big baddie in the next one or something?"
Yeah, Solus is the big baddie of the next one.
Which
Yeah.
is really
I wish they would
weird.
fucking finish it.
He was just an elf picture that was bald. That's it.
You said this in the one shot also.
And we will never let that joke die. He will never live it down.
Wait. Is that him from the one shot?
It is.
That in character.
I know, but
So yeah.
Now, that makes me- now I can't help but wonder what the hell happened to Scarlet after the one shot.
yeah.
Or to Vargoth, I think?
Monty.
And Monty. And
Because I thought Monty was
Davina?
like chasing after him and be like, "Hey."
Monty is currently not here. There's totally a reason for that. It's
I
fine.
know.
It'll be revealed later.
Keep in mind that
great.
this is out of character. Keep in mind this is out of character knowledge as well, but all of those events haven't happened yet.
Oh.
What?
Mhm.
That was in the future.
Huh.
Okay.
So we have a built-in immortality clause for you now.
See, here's the thing. Here's the reason it's in the future is very simple. When you guys did the one shot, he was level 15. And currently
Right,
he's level
yeah.
12.
Had to D-level, and I didn't want to go all the way down, so I was like, but boss mode Kadruil is terrifying, so they get to level, right? So I don't have to D-level that much, right? So y'all leveled.
Remind me what class this guy is again?
He's a cleric?
His, what's it?
He's a when his class was presented in the one shot, both you and Sam Brian were. That's an interesting combination.
Oh yeah, because we had like what couple of multi-classing.
Oh yeah, in the one shot with David, the only person who was not, the only people who were not multi-classed was Scarlet and Vargoth.
Valrath.
Valrath, sorry. But
Yes.
yeah, anyway, he's here. So the Warforged will turn and someone's found my cart. It's great.
That's fantastic news. I'm so happy.
And then he will sort of see the ensemble of people, and then you can all come in. Come in.
Okay, I guess we're probably.
We should. It's rude to refuse hospitality.
Fair enough, I suppose. All right. Locke will poke his head in through the door and survey for traps.
Magic traps.
Any traps.
Bjorn just strolls
investigation,
right
sure.
past.
Great.
All right. Well, either way, Locke still doesn't exactly know what to say, and I also feel like he's not the one ideal to spearhead this conversation anyway, given where we found the stuff.
Right.
Did
And
you
Locke
roll,
is still in
investigation to look
suboptimal
for
brain
traps?
mode, so.
Did you actually look for traps, or you just say that you were?
I was waiting for you to prompt me to roll something. I roll a 4, I walk in.
Somehow you must have not heard me, because I did say roll investigation. Anyway,
Well, there are a lot of people talking. But yeah.
the warforged will sort of look at you, Locke. Is something wrong?
No, I'm just paranoid.
Oh, I see. Well then,
Assure you that this gentleman here is quite the host. He's very hospitable.
well, thank you.
Yeah. We were told how to find you by that friend of yours over in Yukiegi, Shield Buff.
Oh, shield buff, yes. Great friend.
Yeah, he's the one who pointed us in this direction after we found your stuff.
Bjorn, move inside.
Move or I will move you. I have that power.
Have the power to move you.
Yes.
Like that. Because I technically still have access to your token and character sheet, David.
Yep.
All right. So, is Riven going
What
inside?
about Riven?
She's just kind of hanging outside. Just like, eh.
Hollis and Doggo are investigating each other.
Of course they are.
Okay.
And then Hollis is,
Mechanical sniff noises.
why is he made of metal? That's weird.
Why? I don't know why he's made of metal.
Well, the man was made of metal too, wasn't he?
And
Or
yeah,
was that armor?
he's like shield buff, but
Right. You have a very curious Doggo.
yeah.
Well, since the person who Locke figured would be better suited to spearheading this conversation is gone, is just dealing with dogs now.
What? How is she supposed to spearhead this thing? It's just like she's an antisocial person. Let the drunk do it.
I figured you'd be better at it because we found it in your town.
No, I would not be the better one to do this. Maybe talk to the one that are actually social, like Oak, or the outgoing person. Bjorn?
Regardless, the warforged. So, where did you find my gunpowder then?
Oh, we found it in insert village name here.
Durval.
It was knee deep in angry goblins.
I see.
Was is the key word.
That does explain the goblin tracks from before.
Apparently they were being used by said goblins to fuck up some other goblins to settle a bet or invoke some vengeance or something.
Well, regardless, I am very glad that you brought it back. Maybe now I can at least sell it instead of having smaller
Wait,
folk
you
just
sell
steal
this
it.
stuff?
I do, yes.
Oh, she's like at the doorway. She's just gonna stay in the doorway.
There's another.
What?
He gets up and moves more into the corner. Please, y'all can have my seat. I've been seated for a while. You've been out walking. He gets up and volunteers his chair.
I mean, there's plenty. Now I lost what I was going to say.
You are asking like you sell this stuff, and then he said yes.
Oh yeah. It's like, who do you sell this stuff to?
Well, generally those that I deem trustworthy and would have a use for it. Few people make
Like
use of
what?
such explosives. Well, I haven't actually sold gunpowder. I haven't actually sold gunpowder to a lot of people in a very long time.
So you don't know what they use it for?
Not particularly. I know it can make explosives.
Yeah.
You see, that reserve of gunpowder was actually found by my father, and my father is no longer here, so I've sort of had it a while, and then it's more sentimental, I suppose. But then someone stole it, and if you could find some use for it, perhaps I could sell it to you.
No, that is dangerous.
Yes,
We
it is.
live dangerous lives. And I will then awaken mine to Riven. Also, don't forget we have plans to try and attack a fortress at some point.
You have a fucking dragon for that!
Fair point.
I think a dragon is way worse than gunpowder.
Or way better, depending on what side of the equation you're standing on.
Also, as you're doing Awaken
Speaking
Mind-
of, actually, that reminds me. Did we pay her yet?
When was the last time she asked us to pay her, and how much did you ask for?
And did we pay it?
you did pay it, and it was just before you had arrived in Yukiegi was the last time. So it had been
Yeah, because we sent the bloody underwear with her to her.
yes.
He was like, "What?" And she was like, "Why have you sent me bloody underwear?"
Yep.
It was meant to be proof of embarrassment, but now it's proof of execution.
Yes.
It's
And
a
seeing
sign
that
of
you-
escalation.
seeing that you've done Awaken Mind with Riven, and assuming that Locke, being his child, his younger self, is not necessarily subtle about it, especially for someone who is perceptive as Oak. Oak will sort of tap at his temple, as if to say, "Awaken Mind over here, please."
I will awaken mine to Oak.
Actually,
Can we have a group call?
No, unfortunately.
I would love to be able to do that. That would be awesome, but I can't do that.
Take a point of exhaustion to have a group call.
All of a sudden, all the potential recipients start hearing
Nosebleed.
The trap
Locke
right
gets a
next to
nosebleed.
Discord.
Anyway, Oak is actually. Remember Ulara having a mission for us?
Yeah.
I did use sending to talk to her earlier, this morning actually, and she had said that one of the things that she was going to request us was actually for gunpowder. Apparently her magical source of fuel has ran out or something, so she was needing something else for fuel. Which I don't quite understand that, but anyway. So maybe we could have a use for it, aside from whatever else you've been talking to Riven about over there.
I guess I'll turn back to what's his face.
Warforged?
the metal dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, apparently, maybe we might have use for it, perhaps.
Wait, why would
Oh.
we need use for gunpowder?
Oh, cute teller.
What?
Do you remember perhaps... Actually, did Riven ever really meet Ulara?
I think we went through once, and we
Once or
talked to her.
Once, maybe, yeah.
We were picking up all of our stuff and Locke's books and such.
Yeah, and Silverhat was gone.
Yeah.
So,
Our
yeah,
friend,
just be like, wait, the weird dwarf lady?
yes, our friend Ulara down south. The mission that she had for us was to retrieve her some gunpowder.
You guys realize how dangerous gunpowder is, right?
This is why
I am well aware.
This is why we keep the sources of fire well away from said gunpowder. And then the warforged will clap
Wait,
his hands.
so you want to get gunpowder to a person that tinkers and makes stuff.
Well, she's made
I
stuff for us
believe-
before, and she'll probably give us more things for it, so why not?
Like, what would she give us?
I don't know, enchanted items, money. She's done it before.
The warforged will clap his hands, which because his hands are metallic is extremely loud. Fantastic! Ow!
Ah.
Fantastic! You can get this off my hands. Yes.
Wait, which direction? Was there evidence of a forest fire through here?
There was. Yes.
Okay. Because Riven wasn't here for that forest fire.
No, she was not.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you could roll nature to see if Riven noticed that there was a forest fire or survival. One of the two.
Sure. Because she doesn't know if she did know that there was a forest fire, she wouldn't know who would have caused it.
Right.
It would be very suspicious of this man.
It would have been somewhere on the journey, but not like immediately here. It was closer to town, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it nature? Oh, dear
Like, we
Lord.
kind of passed through that area, I think, already, like before Cad
Oh,
went.
19 for nature.
Yeah. There was evidence of a forest fire early on in the forest, but way back at this end of the forest where this cabin is, not as much.
Okay.
Well then, it seems I have more folks that wish to do business with me. I am glad of this. And I, of course, have many other things here besides just the, gunpowder.
Do you happen to have chalk that's been infused with 50 gold worth of gems?
What?
That is an odd question.
Very specific.
It is very specific. It's a magic thing.
It's a magic thing? Okay.
What spell?
I'm
are
gonna
you
be out
on?
here doing non-magic things.
What spell is that for?
Telecirc?
Huh?
Teleportation circle.
Yes, that.
Ah. Right. Need to double check a thing right quick. Probably not, but I'm gonna check. What level is teleportation circle for?
5th.
6th?
Ooh.
5th.
5th. 5.
Okay.
5.
Okay, then no. He sort of holds up his hand and does that thing of, I'm about to say something and then I stop. I do not have that.
Damn. Worth a shot.
But I suppose I could make it.
How long would it take? And where will we find the gems? Do we even have those gems?
You would definitely need to supply me with the gems. I do not have those.
Hmm.
But I do have chalk. So,
I mean, I'm not the one with a bag of holding, but I don't think I have any gems in my inventory.
Unfortunate.
No.
Yeah.
So sadly, I
Damn.
cannot help you there. But
Damn.
I do have many more supplies at my disposal. And you will see that he has all manner of... this area is a bit like a cross between an apothecary and an artificer shop. So, he has all manner of things in that kind of variety that you would want. And he also has, though very few and far between, he also carries weaponry.
Kind of weaponry.
A
Locke is
sword,
scanning the weaponry as well.
a sword, axes, crossbows.
What kind of axes?
Axes similar to yours, though probably not as shiny and black.
Eh. She just turns and goes back outside.
Not a very social one, is she?
No, she's really not.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Question of curiosity. For one thing, I imagine we're going to have to pay you for the gunpowder if the transaction is buying it.
Yes. Although that is something that I would rather get rid of, so I might not charge you as much as my father would have. But perhaps you could also share a good story here. You could pay me that way if you don't wish to pay with money.
A good story.
Yes. I unfortunately do not get out very much, so hearing tales of others' travels is rather entertaining.
Huh.
Hey, I have a question. Riven comes back into the door. I have a question. Why do you live all the way out here by yourself?
My father built this place several years ago. He was the one who wished to stay off by himself. I'm not entirely sure why. But then when he passed, I felt the need to protect our home. So I've stayed here.
I'm now gonna ask a really stupid question, so prepare. Can metal people have kids?
Are you asking that in character?
Yes. She's like looking at like Locke. Because to her, Locke is smarter. Knows things more.
Does Locke know the answer to this question?
I don't know. Want to roll intelligence?
I will roll intelligence. I rolled a 10 in intelligence.
It's not hard. It's relatively certain, just with what few interactions that Locke has seen with the gnome that stays with the mayor. Because there was a older, sort of wizened gnome that was in the mayor's house. When he says father, he probably does not mean birth father. He probably means builder. Because warforged are not birthed, warforged are built.
To drive the point home, Locke will cast Mask of Many Faces, because he can just do that, to make himself look even more furiously red with embarrassment, secondhand embarrassment, than he already is. So you just see Locke gradually turning a very vibrant shade of red.
What?
And he just kind of face palms like,
What?
that is a very strange question, Riven.
Look.
Warforged are built. They don't pop out of wombs, as far as I am aware. Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. I don't wish to offend you. So, probably referring to a builder or predecessor of some description.
Yes.
Okay.
Without missing a beat, he's just... Yes, I was going to say I was not born like you other folk. I was created. and my father is the one who created me.
There you go. And I will drop the blush effect.
But anyway, I do have a sizable selection of weaponry. Maybe nothing as fancy as... He sort of tilts his head. Can he have... I should have checked that when I was just on that page. Pretty sure he can. Yes, he does. So... He will, you know those, like, monocles that jewelers have?
Yeah.
They're from the side of his temple, like right behind where his eye normally is. It's just a and then he has monocle thing. Those are from some interesting weapons you carry there, referring to Riven.
For some reason, she just like gets a real like concerned look, and just like kind of puts her hand over her axes, like to cover them. Like, yeah.
Extremely powerful.
Yes.
You can tell that just by looking at them.
Looking more at him, Locke, you see that his little monocle thing has the same aura of purple that your detect magic does.
Oh. Huh.
Well, I certainly don't have anything as powerful as what you have there. But I did give a weapon to my friend here, who's might be comparable to yours. Maybe not as much, but... And he'll sort of gesture to Byrn, who's been hiding in the corner.
He'll sort of look surprised for a moment as anyone that cares to looks over at him and, yeah. And he'll sort of spin around and point at a bow that he has sort of slung over his shoulder.
Neat.
Mm.
Well.
Locke. And was... Yeah, Bjorn was here.
Indeed.
When you guys fought the NPC parties in Yukiegi that got messed up by the other guy that was hunting silver at the time?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyone who was there for that combat, roll wisdom.
Like saving throw or straight roll?
Straight roll. Memory.
12.
Bjorn and then an oak.
I got a 12.
That's an 11.
That's a save that I just about hit. Whoops. Okay.
Jesus.
Wait. Hold on. What fight was this?
Silver was not there, or Riven was not there. This was Silver.
I know. I'm just asking out of character.
I think it was that Balthier guy. I think was his name. Not Balthier.
The turtle.
Oh, the turtle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why is yours 16 plus 5 plus 2?
Because Jack of all trades. So yes. Oak will speak up and it's like, wait. Right, that's right. Locke. Remember the bounty hunter that came after Silver before, the turtle?
Vaguely. It's been a while.
He had a crossbow in his possession that we gave to Shield Buff. And then Shield Buff said he was going to give that to a friend of his. That's that crossbow.
Huh. On the wall? I assume it's on the wall.
No, it's the
No,
one the one that Byrn holds out.
Oh. Huh.
And it's not a crossbow, is it?
Yeah, it's
It's a longbow.
Longbow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Huh. Small world.
Well,
Well, if it's stories you're wanting for the gunpowder, I think we probably have a couple.
Fantastic.
And I will surreptitiously awaken mine to Oak. You're the one who's good at, like, music and storytelling and shit. You do this. Bard. The bard gets to do it.
He's only a bard of like 2 levels. Or 3 levels.
Still, yeah, I'm pretty sure he has a higher performance check than I do.
Actually, probably, yeah. So... performance? Okay. Probably. But anyway.
Like, I have 3 in performance, but that's only because I have a decent charisma.
Yeah. He actually doesn't have skill proficiency in performance. He only has decent performance because of decent charisma and, again, jack of all trades.
What's his bonus?
6.
6. Double mine. So if he does decide to do that, can I give him advantage by using minor illusion to create, like, stylistic representations of the things he's talking about?
Sure.
Alright, I will do that. I will augment his performance with visual representations of the shit he's doing.
And the Artificer, the warforged is very much into this.
So pick a story from one of our adventures and roll with it, I guess.
If it's one that Bjorn was there for, he can use his newfound hat to make himself look like the characters involved.
This is true.
Yep. So you guys will regale him with the story of, I don't know, perhaps the dragon?
sure.
Um,
Our biggest feat is we took out a fucking dragon.
so
Realistically, probably.
so he hears all this, and it's
No, I guess your realistic feat is you took down a cathedral.
Oh yeah, that was the
Yeah. That time
was
we
our
fought a church.
That was our biggest. That's like our biggest, most impressive kill, and it is contextually completely detached from everything else we've ever been doing. So it's a good standalone story.
you fought
I don't
a
even think
building.
we-
You say? How
What?
how does one fight a building?
I didn't say
Well.
that. We could tell that story.
Yeah. And then you will be, handed off the gunpowder for essentially free.
Nice.
Nice. Who wants to add it to their inventory?
Bag of holding.
We're going
We just
to
pour it in.
No.
'Cause that's the only way that would work.
Like, I want to reach in. Oh, the bag of holding only gives you what you reach in expecting, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you fill a bag of holding with a powder, like gunpowder. You reach in and say, I want to pull out exactly 1 ounce of gunpowder.
It would
You
work,
reach in with
technically.
intent and you pull out a perfectly measured 1 ounce of gunpowder.
That would work, yeah.
Technically, yeah, but then getting all the gunpowder out,
I mean, turn it inside out, you're done.
along with everything
but then-
else in the bag.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, like, who needs measuring cups and all that? You just reach in there expecting exactly what you need, and it's always perfect.
Anyway,
I could use that for cooking. Anyway.
Oh, on the note of shenanigans with a bag of holding, so you cannot put a person in a bag of holding because there is no air.
I mean, you can, they just won't live.
Right.
Oh no, they might do worse than live.
So there was a thought. If one was not good at stealth and small enough, but also didn't need to breathe, one could sneak a friend somewhere by just sticking them in a bag of holding.
Thing is, David knows a thing about bag of holdings that makes that idea very not ideal.
But anyway,
It's like a 30-foot long straw to breathe through, and then after they're inside with the straw, reach in with the intent of grabbing said straw and pull it out just enough that it's out to the outside air.
anyway, so yeah, you guys have continued your mission to give him the gunpowder, and then subsequently got the gunpowder back.
Ours, bitch.
Well, I guess we're done.
I guess so, yeah.
Alright, let's head
Good
off
luck,
to our
good-
next location.
And so let's go deliver this to our dwarf lady, and
Okay.
So Byron sort of steps forward. You mentioned, I'm sorry, an interesting dwarf lady. Was her name Ulara? I think I heard you say once.
Yes. As a matter of fact, are you acquainted?
No, but would you mind if I tagged along? I think I'd like to meet her, if that's okay.
Any particular reason?
I'm out and about trying to get gear and friends because when I first got here, I had neither. So you guys paint an interesting picture of her. So I think I would like to meet her, if that's okay.
I mean, we have a weird habit of getting into fights, so...
Well, thanks to my most recent acquisition, and he turns and sort of gives a little bow to the middleman. Hopefully, I can hold my own if the need comes to it.
thoughts, opinions? What do the rest of you think?
Riven is outside.
Oak is as well. I'm always welcome to have new friends, assuming he's
Indeed.
trustworthy. I'm going to roll insight on Byron to see if he is trustworthy.
Locke will do the same thing because he's supposed to naturally be paranoid, and like Cad just ran away, so he's on edge.
What's the opposed check for insight?
Oh, are you trying to hide something?
If it would
No.
depend heavily on whether or not you were actually trying to. I'm going to say.
So if I was hiding something, it'd be deception. If not, it'd be persuasion.
Basically, yes.
Why did I not get pop up?
How?
Wait, why did that roll it?
How?
Is that...
Do I have that set on auto?
You might.
Queries always roll advantage. So yeah, ignore the 22. It was a 25.
Ugh.
Query advantage.
So insight. Boop. Okay. Well, 21 and 24 to a 25. He seems trustworthy enough.
Okay, well.
I'm not.
You're the aliens from Mars Attacks. Got it.
Beautiful.
I mean, as long as no one has any objections, I guess I don't.
Hmm?
Well,
Do you
alright then.
drink, friend?
Dear Lord.
Sure, perhaps socially. Yes.
Excellent. We shall swap many stories upon the road.
Oh boy.
I'm afraid mine aren't
okay.
that interesting, but
Okay.
I enjoyed your performance, so I look forward to it.
Okay, a quick question for the DM. Is it possible to use Mask of Many Faces to make a single part of my body look like it's not the same thing as originally? Like, if I want to look exactly like Bjorn, except my head is not a human head, it's instead an alcohol flask, would that be possible?
Like
I
minor
would-
illusion. Right?
Yeah, I would imagine that would be minor illusion instead of Mask of Many Faces.
Okay. I will combine the two things to make myself look like Bjorn with an alcohol flask for a head.
Bjorn gives you a long look. He says, "You trying to say something to me?"
I will use minor illusion again to make it look like some alcohol just out the cap. I won't say anything, just...
Iron turns to Bjorn and says, "Been longing for a drinking companion for a while, I take it."
Yes, well, among my companions, Oak. Not sure about. I haven't asked Oak. You drink?
Not particularly. Maybe socially.
Well, there you go.
Maybe socially, but not lots.
Yes. Well, there's him, and then Locke refuses to drink because he just doesn't like drinking, and then she outside also refuses to drink with me, although that's less to do with a dislike of alcohol, I think, and more to do with a dislike of me, which is a shame, but there you go.
Suspicion of you.
Suspicion, yeah. Either way, since I came to this continent, I've been doing a great deal of drinking, but not nearly as much story swapping. And I need both of these things to sustain my existence.
Well,
You did have a drinking part, buddy, before. She was just kidnapped.
This is true. We're gonna have to get on that.
Yeah, like as soon as we're done with Ulara, that's our next order of business: is find Yong and then help Silver.
Yep.
That is the order of business, and Locke is not straying from that again.
We have had a fairly lengthy break from that task.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we kind of got sidetracked when Silver's god disappointed Locke immensely.
I've met two gods in my life, and I have not been impressed by either of them.
Well,
One upset me,
You
the
too.
other One upset me, the other upset me.
how did the one upset you? How did Silver's god upset you?
By telling me no.
Anyway,
I'm pretty sure Locke made it clear, like in that conversation, like the only reason he decided to back off on trying to get Silver wasn't because the god said so, but because Silver asked
You wanted to go-
him politely.
I
Locke
guess.
was very gung ho about going into that immediately after Silver got taken. The other reason he didn't is because Silver talked him out of it, not because the god got involved.
and also because, army.
Locke didn't care.
Okay.
He gets tunnel vision-y when things happen.
Well, I mean, you guys now know a back way into the temple, so...
I mean, yeah, there's that. And, he was spent, like, that entire series of weeks basically recruiting an army of his own. That's why Riven's here.
Oak will sort of speak up to Byron and just, you know our names. What is yours?
Oh, yes, sorry. I didn't want to interrupt you all before. My name is Byron.
I see. Well, if you are going to be traveling with us for a bit, just know that our friend on the outside there who didn't want to come into the house, she's not the most trusting. So,
She's slow to trust, and her acts are putting rust on her brain, so...
Hey!
I say it how I see it.
Iron sort of cocks an eye to the side. Interesting.
Oh yeah, it's like both the warforged and Byrn.
Byron.
Iron.
Iron.
Yeah,
Buy an urn. That's it.
Byrn.
Yeah,
Oh,
you said
Byrn.
it. You said the
Okay.
thing.
All right.
You did say
well,
it right, yes.
Well, when Riven talked, she had multiple voices going on
That's
at the
true,
same
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
We keep forgetting that.
Yeah, I forgot that too. You should give her a little icon thingy that's like voices screaming or something.
It's like Blitzo's ringtone.
Jeez.
There you go. That's the icon she needs.
Where's? Oh, jeez.
What icon?
Because
What?
when she opens her mouth and talks, all these voices just come out.
Well, either way, there's like 5 voices talking. So
Iron should have asked, who are they? Anyway.
But yes, our friend has a bit of a magical anomaly that's causing some issues, and she's slow to trust. So be wary of that, I suppose.
I suppose we can earn each other's trust as we travel then. I also tend to be cautious.
Right then.
Alright. Well then. Let's go then, I suppose.
Alrighty. And Byron will follow the others out, and the Warforged will basically wave all of you goodbye. And for purposes, he has never said his name to anyone else, so the only one that would actually know his name would be Byron. But that's his name.
Guy.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
so we went in the woods and we met this guy.
Yep, that's the idea. Yeah.
We just met this metal guy.
And
If he ever builds his son, he should name him Little Man.
Anyway. So, yeah. Byron is going to follow with the rest of the group.
Yay!
I am making a quick addition to my notes
okay.
for the future.
And you are traveling onwards.
Yes. Yeah. So take us back to the world map, I suppose.
And off we go.
To save the day!
Maybe. Or cause chaos.
Uh-huh.
Or both. Why can't it be both?
Do both. Save the world
So-
through chaos.
Riven,
Yes.
do me a favor.
What?
Roll
Roll a charisma save.
Roll a perception check for Hollis.
Oh, okay. Hollis. Yeah.
Holla, holla, hollas.
That would be a crit 23. But it is persuasion. I mean, perception.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay.
Oh yeah, when Byron comes out, there's a giant wolf out sitting outside here.
Mm-hmm.
It would probably be relatively easy to perceive that you, the one who was outside, were right beside of it this whole time, so it's probably not a threat. Or not an
Maybe.
immediate threat, I should say.
Maybe. But that's the thing, who's the bigger threat, me or is it the direwolf?
Oh, I don't know, I just met you.
I know.
I haven't met each of your voices yet, so I can't answer.
Whispered conversation from a puppy.
What? Okay, give me. Wow.
That is totally an out of context thing. I'm whispering you a conversation from your puppy.
It's just like slow snarling at each other. Not that actively.
Oh.
No.
Like a hey, what's up? Like.
No, I was making the sound Misha made whenever she sensed chicken.
I myself is going to do an insight.
Okay.
Nope, that's a 15. into Byrn.
Mm-hmm. So, unless there's any conversations to be had, you guys are going to continue your travels.
I suppose for marching order purposes, if it's significant, I would be walking near or beside Bjorn in case he wanted to regale me with stories or such.
And indeed he shall.
Riven's
Well-
just following behind.
I mean, I would assume that, assuming Riven and Hollis would allow him, like with their permission, Locke would probably hop on Hollis because his other mount is gone.
True.
Yeah. So you would have saw Locke. You would have saw an exchange between Riven and Hollis, though not be able to understand it, and then notice that with that insight roll, that Riven gave a very scrutinizing look towards Byrn. But yeah. So, well, does
I mean, I'm waiting for a, Riven to give yay or nay on Locke.
Yeah.
and Hollis.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Alright.
so
Riven is going to sit there and be like, I don't like this dude. I don't trust him.
Awakened minds for conversation privacy.
Ooh, awesome.
How come?
Hollis says he smells like a goblin.
I will look at Byron for a second, and I will surreptitiously cast Detect Magic and look at him.
no auras that are illusion based. You're having your conversation with Riven, and Riven's like, I don't trust this guy. He smells like a goblin.
Alright.
And I trust the dog more than him.
I mean, fair enough. Can
All we know
Can
is
I-
that
can I-
he smells funny, that's it.
I roll sleight of hand to see how Riven smells without her noticing?
How is
Wouldn't that be
sleight of-
slide of nostril?
Either sleight of hand or stealth, I'm fine with either. I'm better at stealth, but sleight of hand feels like it would make more sense.
In this context, stealth makes more sense.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I get a +7 in that. That's a 12.
You hear mysterious sniffing, but you're not entirely 100% sure it was from Locke.
Do I need to roll perception?
Since this is the middle of the day, and you're probably not expecting it, I'm going to say that you notice it anyway because your passive perception 16.
Are you getting a cold?
What does she smell like? Does she smell like vile or okay or what? I mean, I don't think any of us have bathed in a while, and we kill things on the reg, so.
Technically, yes, but at the same time,
Riven is actually secretly a clean person.
Oh, so she cleans herself on the routine?
Yes.
Oh.
Like, if you look at her teeth, they're actually white. But yeah, since we've been traveling for a while, it's like you got the must of sweatiness from leather armor.
and there's not really necessarily anything vile or bad or anything like that. She's cold to the touch, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's going to smell dead. So, yeah. Smells like a traveler. Smells like you would smell, basically. Maybe
All
a
right,
little
well-
more, maybe a little stronger sweat smell because she's stronger. But
All right, well, then the comment I was going to make goes out the window and was like, no, just fishing for a witty remark that shall never come. We'll keep an eye on him.
Okay.
If there turns out to be a problem, if there turns out to be a problem, I mean, we'll just beat him up. But if there's not a problem, well, safety in numbers, more the merrier.
Wait, is he a half elf or an elf?
Half elf. I imagine their physical characteristics would be fairly distinguishable.
yeah.
Like pointy ears, but not like crazy pointy ears or whatever.
I mean, I'm a half elf, so I would have noticed that outright.
Yep. I'm a
I'm
half elf.
Okay, I was
I'm
just
half
checking
high elf.
something.
Which variety of elf are you? I would assume I can tell by looking.
I do not know what high elf persuasions there are.
I mean, there's half high elf, half wood elf, half drow. I think are like the defaults.
High, wood, or drow. What's the difference in high and wood?
Drow has a slightly
Skin.
darker skin, and then
he's very pale.
wood
I
elves would
prob-
be kind of tannish.
I would probably say you're high elf, half elf.
Okay. Then, yeah.
Is he from your town, Locke?
I'm sorry, one more time. Which variety?
High elf.
High.
Do I recognize him now that I'm actually looking more intently?
Roll wisdom.
Okay, give me a moment. 15.
Nope.
Probably not. When it comes to my hometown, I was the exception rather than the rule when it comes to the primary populace breeding with something not a high elf.
Oh, okay.
It's generally the talk of the town when something like that happens. It's considered a scandal. I never heard the end of it, and neither did Mother. And rest assured that if it happened anywhere else within my lifetime, I would have heard about it. I may have been the social outcast, but word still flitted by me.
Anyway, so does Bjorn share any more stories with Byron along the way? Maybe a drink or two.
I mean, yeah, he'll generally just dole out beers as they go and share whatever stories come to mind. Probably more of adventures he's been with this group on, since those are the freshest, but a couple from back home as well.
Do any of them spark Riven's memory?
Riven's not listening. Riven's back behind the cat with Locke.
Uh-huh. Then there was the time we all did this. Yeah, you weren't there. And then we all did that. Yeah, you weren't there either. And then we did this, and this part was really cool. That was really cool, but you weren't there.
Yeah. So, with that in mind, you guys traverse for a while, and then Locke will set up the blanket of fortitude for camp.
Yep.
Which Byron will see for the first time.
From the outside, doesn't it look like a very small tent?
Yep.
That was fast.
Who was it that pitched the tent?
It would be Locke.
Me. Because it's mine.
Okay. I suppose I should have thought to bring a tent as well.
Oh no, don't worry. It's not as snug as it looks. And I'll give a little wink and step in.
And the refreshments are excellent. And I also go in.
This tent that's barely big enough for a person now has 1.5 large people in it. Okay. He will peek inside and I guess marvel at the fact that it's way TARDIS in the inside.
Yep.
It is way TARDIS, and it is modeled after what appears to be a library.
Fascinating. Byron walks up to a bookshelf and tries to read a book.
It is a pillow.
You can see he is ever so slightly disappointed and hopes that nobody saw.
Locke saw.
I figured.
Locke sees
He's
everything.
He's watching you. Like, you put it back and Locke gives you a smirk. It's like, just wait until I see the real version of this place.
Real Pillow Fort Library.
Well, the real library isn't a pillow fort. Hot chocolate? And I hold up a mug.
How closely does it actually resemble your mother's library? Like, is it just a library? Is it like her library specifically?
It is modeled specifically after her library. The floor layout might not be the same thing, so it might be like the main room primarily, but it is still Mom's library. To anyone who's been there, it is recognizably meant to be that.
And you said you extended an offer of hot chocolate.
Yes.
He will graciously accept, and after taking a sip, yeah, I've actually seen a place like this. That's interesting.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I would assume in Yukiegi.
Yeah, that's right.
High Elf woman works there?
I'm sorry, what? I didn't actually hear what you said.
High Elf woman works there?
She told me her name. What was her name? I actually can't remember your mom's name.
Alessandra.
Yeah, that's it. Alessandra, I believe. Yeah,
Congratulations. You have met my
charming
mother.
And her son. Interesting. Pleased to make your association. She briefly spoke of you as well, so
Oh, really?
I didn't know I was actually going to run into you.
Did she have anything nice to say?
Oh, only nice things.
Oh, please, by all means. I'm not home nearly enough. Regale me.
I regale him with whatever that's what Mom said.
I imagine it was probably leaning mostly towards being impressed that he had started going out and journeying with these people, and being worried about him being in danger all the time, but at the same time glad he's remained safe for so long. Basically,
And has apparently learned how to defend himself.
yeah, basically only good things, and glad that he's been able to come into his own for a bit.
Yeah, odds are high that when all of the shit we're currently working on is all said and done, I'm probably just gonna park my ass there and stay there for a while. Honestly, I probably would have just hunkered down there and remained there a long time ago if so many other things hadn't kept pulling my attention.
Interesting.
Hey Locke.
Hmm.
Give for me a insight roll, if you would.
Come on, high number. 15.
Oops. That was to the GM. Just disregard that. There. My
Do we roll?
for the GM was actually a 25. I just did not realize I was on GM mode.
So do we roll again, or do we just give whoever won to whoever has the higher bonus?
Well, the obvious higher bonus is obvious there.
Yeah. Alright.
So,
Byron's still learning how to use his own character sheet.
Right.
Yep. Aside from that,
Watches again, I assume?
yeah, and Riven, Hollis is very much like you. He's not trusting of Byrn very much at all.
Okay.
So,
What watch would you guys recommend? I'm flexible. I'll do what I can.
Well, we've pretty much already got Last Watch covered, so I guess just pick who you want to sit with.
well, if is Locke going to do watch with Riven again?
Yeah, he's pretty much sticking with that. Unless Cad shows back up and things sort themselves back out, he's sticking with Riven for the time being.
Well, I mean, we now have enough people in party that he could watch with either Bjorn or Oak, and then Byrn's with the other one.
Could, but Locke wants to stick with Riven for the time being. He's seeking the comfort of familiarity right now.
And Oak's not familiar? Okay, I see how it is.
Oak is familiar, but Oak also has the permanent stain on his record of being responsible for the fuck up that sent Riven away in the first place.
We're trying to fix it and clean that stain up.
Yeah, I know.
And so far, it's been going pretty well.
Yeah, it is going well. Locke acknowledges that. He doesn't necessarily hold it hardly against Oak. Like, as far as Locke is concerned, they were square after he slapped Oak for it when they regrouped. But he still feels a stronger connection with Riven.
Fair enough.
So,
Because, Riven was the one he was alone with for the longest of times after the groups kind of dismantled,
so if asking, you guys basically said Last Watch is more or less spoken for, but
Yeah.
whoever else, I guess I would turn to Bjorn and. So, what do you say?
Oh, they're going to drink.
Oh, they're going to be...
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
So it is Bjorn. It is Bjorn and Byrn in first watch,
BB!
and then Oak by himself, and then Locke, Riven, and Hollis.
Excellent.
Okie dokie. So perception away.
Perception.
Papaya. Papaya, papaya.
You said perception checks?
Yep.
I miss having advantage to smell the air.
Oh, that's only a 6.
You got what?
I sense Bard.
Is there a bard in there?
No.
Is there a cleric in there?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
So what is the other one?
Maybe
I can't
Rogue.
remember.
I think maybe Rogue. They can get expertise, can't they?
Yes, they can.
You guys not remember what class
Oh,
Byrn
oops.
was? This is great.
Do you
I
know
can't.
how long ago it was?
Anyway, I'm fine with this. So, yeah. 18 from an Oak, 6 from a Bjorn, 15 from a Riven, 25 from Byrn, and what about Locke?
All right, we're doing it all at once instead of in groups. Okay.
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
To be fair, though, Locke has an excuse because he's doing
Yeah.
something on his watch. So Locke is doing a thing during his watch with Riven.
Okie dokie.
Yep.
What's he doing?
While
I'll go ahead and let you do that, and then Riven has a dream thing that she has. So
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. So while we're sitting out there keeping watch, Locke has kind of assumed something of like a cross-legged position, almost like he's meditating, but not quite. He like has his hands in front of him, fingers splayed, kind of like he's trying to like form a magic ball between his hands, like Violet and the Incredibles during the campfire scene. And he's definitely focusing on something, and every so often there's just a little swirl of inky black magic. And then again.
Is his eyes closed?
No, they're open. He's concentrating.
Ah.
And then, eventually, let's see here.
Ooh. So tempting.
I do not have the component for this, so it will not fully manifest. But I'm just kind of using this as the moment Locke invents it. After a moment, Locke will push his hands together a little more. The inky swirl sort of solidifies a bit. He takes it almost like it's like a seed or something and pushes it down into the ground. And what Riven will see when he does that is just for like a few seconds, it's almost like the area around is like starting to shift and change. Like it looks like a murky, like hill just kind of appears under Locke, like from the middle of a swamp. It looks like he's sitting with his back to a big, massive weeping willow tree. There are like some coiling roots and little vines and little thorns coming up out of the ground. A bunch of like little swamp lilies, some weird glowing yellow plants. They're there for.
That's funny because I was gonna have Riven do pass without a trace and then sneak up on Locke and go, "What you doing?"
Now you're seeing what Locke's doing. These things linger for a second. There's like the sort of noxious, swampy smell that just kind of passes over, a bit of a mist.
Ugh.
And then after a couple seconds, it all just kind of disappears and folds back into where his fingers are pressed into the snow. He draws his fingers and... Nope. Not on my own. Missing something. What am I missing?
How about your book?
No, I don't think my book would really help with this.
Okay.
Hey Sam, do you see the chat?
Which chat?
Shadows.
Oh,
Discord chat.
yeah. What you doing? Yeah, I saw that.
Two, but I didn't put it.
Right.
Yep.
So is Riven going to ask any questions about what she just saw?
Nope. She doesn't understand. She's not gonna sit there and ask. She'll just get confused.
Sure, she understands. It's magic.
Yeah, pretty much, I guess.
All right.
Doing weird shit again.
Alright. So, rewinding ever so slightly.
Woo!
Just one last thing, just for any of you who might be confused about that, that was me teasing a spell I now have.
Mm-hmm.
A spell he now made and has.
Yeah, I
He made?
I homebrewed that shit with Thorod's approval.
Conjure and Vindsvept.
Anyway, so with that established, we're going to rewind ever so slightly, and Riven is going to have a wonderful dream.
Great. Okay. What's going on?
First,
Are they mad that I haven't been in any fights?
Make for me a charisma save.
Just one?
Just one, yeah.
10.
Okay. So you will find yourself in your dreamscape stuff. It feels familiar because it's like that hospital building thing that you've been in. But now, when you're here, instead of ending up in a waiting room, you end up in sort of like some sort of closed off courtyard. You're outside. It feels as though you're outside. But looking at,
I take a look around.
yeah, looking above you is complete and total utter darkness.
It's nighttime here.
Well, nighttime would imply, dark vision so that you can see stuff. But
This
it's
is
like
magic.
you're looking.
This is advanced darkness.
It's as advanced darkness. You look up and you see it's almost like you're looking at a black ocean that's your sky.
Like
And-
I can see the shadows whirling like ocean.
Yeah, kinda.
Oh, okay.
And it does seem to be seeing it here like this. It's immediately familiar to you. This is Shadowfell.
Ooh. Okay, so I'm back in this place.
And when you're here, above you is the black sky, and in front of you, you see that you're surrounded by a black, dark concrete wall. That doesn't have a
Okay.
roof, and there's a building to your right, and then you will see in front of you the one bartender from when you saw the place as a bar, the Asamar
Oh.
from before.
Okay.
And Asamar is just standing in front of you, arms crossed in front of them, and then
What?
reaches behind them to nothing at first, and then spawns a greatsword.
Oh, so you're magic.
Want to spar a little bit?
What's in it for me?
Let's just say I might make things a little interesting for you.
How so?
This won't be just a normal fight.
Will I learn anything out of it?
Maybe. Probably.
It's
Okay.
a trap.
It's a trap. She says sure.
Okay. So,
Wait, did she have her axes on her?
yep.
Okay.
She might not
Just
have
wanna
felt
make
like
sure.
she did. She might not have felt like she did for a second, but then when she reached to grab them, it's like, oh yeah, here they are.
Yeah, okay.
And then you will spar with the Asamar for a little while.
Yeah, she is not safe inside her mind.
So, Riven, I'm not going to do any kind of rolls for it,
That's fine.
but your dream is going to be you having a sparring match with this Asamar. Just going back and forth, trading blows, going really extremely fast. Your strikes, as you're hitting, are moving much faster than you ever remember yourself moving.
Ooh.
And as the camera sort of pans up into the black sky of the thing, we, the viewers, are going to see that it's almost as if Riven has shadow clones that are fighting alongside her. Like something out of Naruto, she has multiple copies of herself that are helping her fight the Asamar.
Okay.
Well,
I guess she learned something.
Yep. Something like that. From
At what cost?
Who knows? And then you will wake up refreshed from your sleep and then have your little exchange with Locke, and it's nothing terrifying or weird at all. You just dreamed of having a sparring match with a person you don't even really know.
Okay. Yeah.
A little weird, but not as weird as some of your other dreams have had.
Oh yeah.
Although you might have heard growling from the sky above and the roiling of the shadows, but it's fine.
I've heard that growling before. It's fine.
Exactly. So, yeah. And then following that, you are going to continue ever onward. Are you guys going to make a stop in Yukiegi before you head down to Ulara?
Yeah, because I really want that goddamn chalk.
Okay, yeah, we got there. I'll be like,
Alright.
Mom, do you have chalk?
It can't just be regular old chalk.
Mom
It
will
has to
totally-
be-
Mom will totally have it. Yes.
Okay.
Does the spell say that it gets consumed?
It does consume the chalk, yes.
Then she definitely has it.
Okay.
So, you will make your way back to Yukiegi. Hooray! Let me get proper token for another person. Boop, boop, boop.
And remove another token.
Because this guy's no longer here. Boop. But this guy is.
The noises of sadness.
Why are you being slow? Come on, computer. Alright, now.
I have a
Yukiegi.
broken in my hand.
There we are.
Nice.
Hey, Mom, do you remember the stranger? We found him in the woods.
Yeah, that's another thing that Locke will address. So yeah, Locke is just going to beeline it for Alessandra's place.
You said I was good?
I mean, Locke doesn't doubt that.
I was making a joke.
Right. I mean, he was fishing for compliments, absolutely, but he kind of already knew what was going to be said. He just wanted to hear it.
Alright. So, everybody going to Alessandra's library?
Sure.
Sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Alright, I shall poketh my headeth in it.
Your mom is currently working among her books and reading, studying, something of the sort.
I will use minor illusion to make whatever book she's currently reading look like a flask of alcohol.
Why?
Because it'll get her attention, and Locke's just kind of on a kick with that right now.
Frederick, what are you... Oh, hi, Locke.
Please, like Dad has that much creativity in his body.
She just sort of deadpans at you. You say that like he hasn't done that exact same thing.
He has?
Yes, he has. Several times.
Flirting.
That exact thing. Exactly
Well-
that.
Well, maybe not this particular book, but he has made it seem as though the book that I was holding was turned into something else to get my attention. Maybe not necessarily positive elf. He did try to give me a fake newsletter flower once. That was kind of cute. But anyway, what do you need?
Well, we're about to be heading out before too long. Just made a quick pit stop. There are a couple of things I want to see if I can get from here before we head out. So, I recently, I think, figured out how to do that teleportation circle spell.
Oh, you did? Wonderful.
I think so. I'm not exactly sure how I figured it out. It's just like the lines of information just kind of pieced together in my head. Probably just Anvin Swen surreptitiously telling me, here, you can cast this now, go nuts. I don't know.
That seems effective.
Yeah, he does it a lot. Most of the spells I cast, I don't know how I do it. I just do it. But point stands, I know that the spell has a material component that I do not currently possess.
Locke, roll a dexterity save.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
15.
You, it sort of fumbles for a second, but she tosses you to the chalk and you catch it.
How many uses worth?
Doesn't it say that it... She probably gives you...
It's a chalk minus 1d4 pieces.
Maybe
Each
two or-
cast of the spell would cost 50 gold worth of the chalk, so
Jeez.
I'm just measuring it in uses at present. If she gave it for one
it's
use,
probably only one use.
So what you do is you take the chalk and you take a gem. Doesn't it have to be like gem infused chalk?
yeah, it's gem infused chalk.
So what you do is you get a gem that's worth 50 gold or whatever, and you draw a smiley face on it with the chalk. Now you have a lot of gem infused chalk.
That's not how that works.
Shush.
Oh.
Anyway,
The atoms need to blend, not just stick. Now, all right, I'll give it a little spin and put up my pack. Thanks. Do you also happen to have a list of teleportation circles I could use? Because right now the only one I can remember is the one that's here.
the one that leads to here. Well, yes, of course. And she will
Yeah.
hand you. She'll actually get one of her spare notebooks and quickly sort of scribble out, expertly, mind you, quickly but expertly. She will
Right,
scribble
of
out
course.
the runes to the ones that she is aware of that you may or may not want to make use of, which will then give you the runes to get you to Caberton.
Which place in Caberton specifically?
The magic quarters, the mage quarters in Caberton.
Pretty sure we'll want it there, but now we can go there if we need to.
Yeah, mage quarters in Caberton. The old library that was hers, that she doesn't know whether or not it was repurposed or not, but to the old library in Sevenoria that you're probably also never going to use. But she's just being thorough, giving you all the ones that she knows.
Yeah, never
Um,
know where you might need to go in an emergency.
Right. And she will give you those two. She will give you Mork in Iban.
Right, if we ever need to go back there for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
You should probably give Locke an intelligence check.
Okay.
Check or saving throw?
Check.
Trying to remember something.
It'd be wisdom.
Uh,
I've been
so-
using wisdom.
Int or wisdom, yeah, that's fine.
17.
So yeah, you totally have Kadruil's book, and you seem to remember on at least one or more occasions, Kadruil jotted down scribbles of teleportation circles because they were weird and interesting to him.
Oh, cool. So, okay, if you happen to have a list of those places, yunk them my way and I'll add them to my list.
It's the same list.
Ah, okay.
There's not a whole lot of like specific teleportation circles in and around everywhere, of places that you guys just haven't been to yet that she would have. They're most definitely going to be at other places across the like world as a whole, mind you, but places that Alessandra has been herself are going to pretty much match up with places that you guys have been. So.
Right.
What was the little town in the other continent?
Mork.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Mork, and I already got that written down.
Okay.
Any others? Or is that it?
That's
Did
pretty
we
much it.
destroy Noros?
You destroyed Nora.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I still had it scribbled.
Can't use
Yeah.
them regardless. Alright, so my current list of teleportation circles: Alessandra's library in Yukieki, the Mage's quarters in Caberton, Mom's old library in Sevenora, and Mork in Iban.
Yep.
All right, good to know. All right, and only other thing I can think of is, does this town happen to have someone who sells like any kind of jewelry or anything like that?
Like magic jewelry or just like base jewelry?
Just like basic jewelry. Like, where can I go to just get a pearl?
If any place in this
Seafood
town,
restaurant.
in any place in this town, it'd probably be from Shield Buff because he might collect things like that.
Okay. All right. So, I have one more stop I need to make, but before I do, quick question. Is everyone else in the library with me?
Yep.
All right. I will awaken mind to Alessandra for privacy's sake. All right. So, you might have noticed, Kadruil is not presently with the group. He had to splinter off to take care of some personal matters. But when we were going to go
Personal
see... Yeah. There's, something's going on with him, and he wound up slipping away in the night when most of us were sleeping to see if he could find a solution. And, there's no chance in hell we'd be able to catch up, so... best we can do for now is just hope he comes back.
Locke.
Yeah?
Your notebooks.
Yeah?
The notebooks that you gave me and your father. Have you looked at those recently?
Not for a couple days. I'll flip it out and pull it open. Should really install a vibrate feature on these things.
That would be bizarre.
It would be useful though. Like they just start
It should
vibrating
make like a
and
little
glowing.
chime sound.
It's like
Anyway,
make them start rumbling in your pocket when they go. All right. So, what are the messages that make this so alarming?
when you look into your notebooks, you will see written in said notebook will be matching the same handwriting that you have in the journal, Loxodon.
Just Loxodon?
The word in Loxodon is specifically where is person? There he is. Back. Discorded to you.
He was here?
Yes. He told me that he was doing something for you, and that he was going to be away for a while. And then he asked me to make use of the teleportation circle to send him to... What's going on, Locke? Did he run away without telling you?
He left when most of us were asleep. Riven was the only one awake at the time. He'd had something come over him. It wasn't the first time that momentarily turned him aggressive towards the rest of us. Something infiltrating his mind, or something, we're not sure. Something affecting him from afar that at times made him into an enemy that we had to defend ourselves against. Then the effect would pass, he would return to normal, and everything would be fine for a while. It happened again like before he showed up here, when we were on our way to Shieldbuff's friend. And pretty much the way that opened is when it came over him, I was the only one in range. I was the first person he saw, and so I was the first person he attacked. I don't know what's causing it, but I know it's not his fault.
So, the message in the book, then.
I can only assume that was him trying to give me some closure on the matter? I don't know. I like the guy, but he was kind of hard to read. I'm gonna scold the shit out of him when he gets back.
Tell me, Locke.
Hmm.
Your eyes, your magic. You can read that Loxodon. That's why he wrote it to you that way.
Yeah.
So what is it that he wrote?
He wrote the word farewell.
He told me that he wrote, "Don't worry after me. I'll be fine."
Oak, do me a favor. I'd like you to send a sending message to Kadruil right now, please.
I can do that.
Ask him what the hell he's doing. And that Locke does not have patience for bullshit answers.
Alright. So, Oak will cast Sending towards Cad.
Does sending reveal that?
Sending would not reveal that. It would be a conversation that he would have with Oak. Well, it would be a single message that he would send to Oak and then get something back.
A single response, essentially.
A single response.
Yeah. So
Of
he
20
used his
words or
message
less.
to say, "Where are you?"
He's messaged to ask and said specifically, "Where are you? What are you doing?" Locke doesn't want to be sugarcoated.
No bullshit. Be blunt and direct. Because now crisis alarms are going off in Locke's head.
He doesn't have to answer, does he?
No. But Oak would know that you didn't answer.
Okay.
As opposed to, like, when he sends a message to someone he can't connect with, he would connect, but then the person would not respond, versus he would just not connect. So,
Yeah, there's no response.
yep, thought as much. I know he's okay wherever he is. Well, at least alive wherever he is. He's not doing something stupid. Because I did get the message to connect, but he didn't give me any kind of response.
That's fine. Maybe I can make him tell me himself. Well, that completely derailed what I was going to ask. I will pop back into Awakened Mind with Mother. Because up until I said Oak, that entire conversation was in privacy. Alright, so what I was going to ask when I was going on about that, you recognize that elf guy with us? The bald one?
Oh, hello! Him again. Interesting.
Okay, so he wasn't making that story up.
I see you found him then. If you would speak up out loud. Byrn. At Byrn.
Yes. And he seems to be everything that you said. He's very clever and very kind.
He is indeed.
Confused 17-year-old in the room, someone explain. Mother, did you hire a spy?
Why would I do that, Locke?
She's like, no, rolled sleight of hand to pass me like 10 gold.
Because you're my mother and I'm never home and I'm 17.
What's Locke's deception score?
Hi.
It's high?
It's 8. My deception is 8.
Okay. So you actually have trained in that then.
I mean, Locke just kind of naturally picked that one up all the time in the past because he had to when he changed his name and came up with fake stories for himself
Right,
before he met
right,
these
of
people.
course.
Why would he need his deception to be high?
Well,
I was
because he
just
kept
ask-
making up stories about where he was from because he didn't want people to know where he was actually from. He was lying through his teeth. a
No,
lot of the time.
no, not that. I'm just asking Dalred. Like, why are you asking?
I was asking that to see if Mama would have stories of, like, pulling the I'm being teasing to my son by saying you can't lie your way out of a paper bag, but she can't say that because he actually could.
Oh, okay.
So I did not hire a spy. I would not do that. I seem to think that you would be truthful, considering you're wanting your father to be so truthful with us. And now we have these wonderful books of yours that allow us to converse from great distances. So I would not hire a spy.
All right.
I only encountered
I was half joking when I said that, but
I only met with this gentleman here when he came passing through before.
okay.
An interesting fellow.
All right. All right. Back at Awakened Mind.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, our dog thinks he smells like goblins, and Riven doesn't trust him. The second one isn't really a surprise. That first one is. Any insights?
Goblin.
I don't know. I don't have a dog nose.
But you use your masking spell and you transform your nose to be a dog nose.
I turn
That's
into a
pretty
furry.
Mamma Mia lyrics on the house.
I just turn into a furry.
So, yeah. Where did you say you were from, Byron?
I'm more of a wanderer. I travel a lot.
Insight check. 24.
What would I counter that with? The same as before?
Yeah.
Deception or persuasion?
I mean, persuasion... It's technically not a lie, so...
Yeah. So you don't have to like it, but I appear to be sincere.
Mhm.
All right. I dropped my boken.
Uh-huh. So...
All right.
But it... Okay. Well, you may have been around a lot and traveled around for quite a bit. That's fine. But where is the place of your birth, then?
Not Gradiriel.
Ebon?
Yeah, Abon.
No wonder you and Bjorn get along so well. Same homeland. My second guess is going to be Thetis, but
I hope to return home one day.
Well then.
No.
Interesting.
I still have some shit to find, though, so...
Alright. Well, be safe out there, Locke. Keep an eye on your friends, both new and old.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who does that. But I will.
Bjorn
No.
doesn't help you in that endeavor?
He's usually too drunk.
Really?
Does Bjorn have anything to say to that?
He's like, yep.
He would, but he's drinking.
Locke just does the
say
Will
something
Smith.
and then
Locke just gestures at him like, there you go.
Alessandra will wave her hand a little bit, and the endless flask of ale that Bjorn is drinking slowly starts to float away from his grasp.
Oh no.
He looks after it, sadly, and then just shrugs and reaches for his old wineskin.
An adventurer need always be prepared.
Always bring backups.
I always wondered why you knights carried 2 swords.
I see your reference.
Alright, Locke's going to shield buffs now.
Okay, I guess we follow.
She will pass the flail back, the flask. I can talk. The flask back to you. There we go.
English?
Alright, knockety knock 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 knock.
It is answered by a dragonborn lady. Oh, hello again.
Hi, yeah, is the big dude in?
Of course.
Okay. I have a really, really dumb question for him.
Well, okay then. And you will find shield buff in what amounts to his office.
Alright.
Oh, did you find my friend then?
Yes, we did find your friend. And we gave him back his stuff, and then he sold us his stuff.
Well then.
And he also pawned us an elf. I'm not sure what that was about.
Pawned you an elf? What?
I'm joking. The elf came of his own accord, anyway.
Oh, okay.
So, dumb question. Do you happen to have a smooth pearl worth around 100 gold lying around?
For what purpose?
There's just a spell I'm working on. Powerful thing will be a lot of help to my group and could probably help defend this place when we're around if it ever comes under attack. But it needs a very specific spell focus, and that happens to be a pearl. I'd be more than happy to pay for it.
I think I know what you now have.
It's a spell I made, so I don't know about that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I remember something being used by a pearl.
Oh yeah. There's at least a couple basic level spells, or not basic level spells, high level spells that make use of a pearl specifically for what they're doing. So that makes sense. That's part of the reason why I think Brian chose it. Maybe not knowing what those spells were specifically.
Identify. They're usually used for the identify spell.
But anyway.
But that's not.
Well, also, there was a little bubble thing.
Anyway.
I can't remember.
Anyway, moving on. How much gold was it worth?
100 gold. I'd be willing to pay slightly more than that if you're not willing to part with it at the usual price. I really need something like that to get the spell off. And the sooner I can have it sorted, the sooner I can make sure it actually works.
So, I will give you this pearl. I do have one. And he will reach for, like, the edges of his office. There's, like, a little, it kind of amounts to, like, a gem collection of sorts.
Okay.
And he will present to you said pearl. I will request that you pay a little bit more. This isn't a very special part of my collection. But
How much more are we talking?
It was 100 gold normally?
Yeah.
150.
Okay. I'd have the money to accommodate that.
And should you ever come across a pearl to allow you to... Does your other spell consume the pearl, or no?
No, it does not consume the pearl,
Okay.
no. I just needed a pearl.
So, should you come across a pearl in your travels, bring it back to me to replace this one.
I'll keep that in mind. All right.
All right. And you have
Alright,
been
there
presented
you are.
with a pearl.
All right, and I will pass him the aforementioned gold.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I now have the pearl, which is one half of the material component.
Alrighty.
So,
But if you pay like 1.5 times the cost, isn't it like 3/4 of the material?
Ha. Anyway.
no. All right.
So, yeah, moving on from that.
All right. So, and I'm just going to double check my inventory real quick because there's one other thing I'll need for that. Do I have a glass vial? I have a bottle of ink that I almost never use. I'm not going to empty it, though, because I actually need it for writing. I guess just before we leave, one other thing, I'll see if I can find and buy an empty glass vial.
Oh, that's going to be easy.
Yeah.
Probably barely like 2 or 3 copper.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just pick that up on the way out.
So, anyone else got anything they want to say or do or anything like that?
Nah.
All right.
Alrighty.
On we go.
So, with that, you guys are going to, I think the continuation of what you're doing is to travel down south to Ulara first.
To give her gunpowder, and then we go hunting for Young up near, I believe,
Kuriko.
Karakol.
Yeah.
I knew it started with a K.
Alrighty. So, we can, I think, end the session on a somewhat simplistic note of you leaving Yukiegi to go to said Ulara.
Okay.
And
Alright.
Byron has joined the party. Hooray!
Welcome.
Thank you.
Now I just need to fill that vial with murky water, and we'll be golden.
So,
And I'll be able to cast my custom spell.
yes, I am glad to have Byron in the party, as tenuous as it may seem. Yep.
He was an incredibly cool kind of character, and I wanted to make more use of him. So,
Fair enough.
It-
Were you just like getting tired of playing CAD and wanted to change a pace, or was it something else?
no. I mean, Kadruil does tend to be a wallflower, being honest. But, no. It was actually somewhat planned for a while. But, you know.
The idea is somewhat similar to what Sam did, like just straight up. It's you play Riven for a while, and then you make silver for the first one shot, and had so much fun making silver, and then, hey, here's a circumstance that could lead to Riven leaving for a while. Let's go with that so that I can bring in silver. And then let's make silver a mercenary that is going to only be paid for a while, and then she can leave whenever Riven's ready to come back. Oh no! Everyone's friends with silver. How can we get rid of silver? Capture. Done.
Cause traumatic.
Dun dun dun.
I mean, near as I can tell, it's pretty much informed what the final act of this campaign is going to be.
Not the final act, no.
But close to.
So, with that in mind, similar to that, whenever Kenneth made Byrn, it was, this is a really cool character. I want to be able to play this character more and see how well this character, because of all his social shenanigans, can interact with the rest of the party, in particular Locke, because that's going to be funny. And how do we get Cad to leave the party. Cad wouldn't leave the party because of something simple. And then we're building up to this bit where Cad's not in control of himself, so ding ding.
Meanwhile, while I really like the one-shot characters I've made, I'm sticking with Locke because I just like him.
Oh, I know. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. It's also worth noting. Back when we were doing the perception checks to do the watch, where is the watch that was Bjorn or Byrn's? We did a perception check during the watches, and it was like Byrn was ever so slightly higher or just below. Yeah, there we go. Perception check from Oak 13. Perception check from Byrn 12.
Okay.
So, if in fact Byrn does have levels of cleric, it might be means to have Oak not necessarily have to be with the party anymore. Not that he would do that, but
Of course not.
We're going after his sister. He's gonna be here.
oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
At least for this excursion, anyway.
And he was originally to be the NPC party member, so back when it was just me and Sam.
Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, it was great fun. Let's see.
Yep, we need to do our outro.
Yes. We can have this has been Shadows from Sam, and join us next time from Kenneth, I guess.
Yeah, it seems appropriate. That's what I was going to recommend. Use the guy with the new guy.
This has been Shadows of Gradiriel.
Join us next time as we continue to meet interesting people.
Well, at least the ones that haven't met him yet.
And kill snacks!
What?
Kill snacks.